It's best football of the year. Maybe you really don't want it to end. Sports Talk Mississippi streaming at supertalk.fm. Let's go to the Farm Bureau phone line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team, Mississippi Farm Bureau. Will Hall, head football coach at the University of Southern Mississippi. Coach, first of all, congratulations. Back-to-back wins to start the year. I know this season maybe didn't go exactly the way you had it drawn up in your head when you take the job and you're lying in bed kind of envisioning things. But, man, the way you kept those guys together and kept playing hard and found a way to win those last couple, that's got to be an incredible launching point for you guys going into the offseason.
Yeah, it really was, and I'm in the car today headed with Malik Shorts, to the Connerly Trophy presentation. So we got a little, the Amory Panthers and the Jeff Davis Jaguars playing the state final this week. So we're doing this stopped a lot of good trash talk between me and Malik headed to Jackson today. But, no, it was great. We got really good kids here. And you guys know we inherited a situation where we're a little short from a roster standpoint. We finished the year with 62 scholarships. But these kids, man, they played every game. They love this university. They believe in where we're headed. We finished the year really only playing 3 seniors more than 20 snaps a game late in the year. So we're one of the youngest teams in America, but we're building it back with the blueprint that's worked so well here over so many years. We recruited well last year. We're recruiting really well again this year, and there's better days ahead.
How did you keep your guys together? I mean, you're sitting there at 1-9 with 2 games remaining, and you're still playing hard, and you don't have a quote-unquote quarterback. I mean, obviously you got somebody that's taking snaps, but not a guy that you went into the season thinking was going to be taking snaps. How did you get everybody to continue to buy in and continue to play hard and to believe that there was a chance that there were going to be some good things before this year finished?
Well, I think one thing we try to do from the moment we've taken over here is be brutally honest with everybody about what the situation is, where we're at, where we're headed, not sugarcoat things. And, with these kids, we kind of separated it into, hey, we've got a group of seniors that haven't quit, that love this university. You guys have got a chance to leave a legacy here of leaving it on the right foot and finishing well and setting this thing up for the championships that are going to come. And then the second group was the young guys, and, hey, we've got to build this thing back together, and here's our vision, here's where we're headed. And, you've got to keep playing well. You've got to keep improving 1 week at a time and establish your role in this program and on this team moving forward. And we had a great buy-in. We really did. We got a great staff. We got a lot of really good kids. And we had great buy-in, particularly with the young guys. And I think it's because they believe in where we're headed. They believe in the Southern Miss. They believe in this staff. And they know what our vision is, but they're also believing the plan to get to that vision. And so I'm really proud of how we handled the season because it was hard. We had a lot of unfortunate circumstances that we couldn't control. But the things that we could control, I thought we controlled them with great passion and energy.
I'm going to ask what probably is a dumb question because my guess is you've never experienced anything quite like this season at the quarterback position. So have you? Have you ever experienced anything like you had this year with the number of injuries? And how many guys ended up taking snaps at quarterback this year? Was it 7?
Yeah, no, I think it was like 11 total when it was all said and done. But now we ended up, going and playing all our athletes at the position the last 2 games and rotating them in and out right there. So, but no, to answer your question, no, I've never experienced anything like that. I'm not sure many people have. We had enough coming into this season to have a really good year to be competitive with everybody we played if we stayed healthy, but we didn't have enough to sustain a lot of injuries. And we just had one of those unfortunate years where we had a lot of injuries, and the injuries usually happen at all the same positions. And, you just can't control that. And it was a great learning lesson for a lot of these young guys in the program to understand in life, sometimes things happen that you can't control. But what you can control is your attitude daily and your response to every situation and how you're going to strive forward, headed towards your goals and dreams. And so we use it as a great platform to learn and build. And like I've said over and over, we're building this program on rock. You know, we've laid an unbelievable foundation with it. We got a great group of core guys coming back. We're going to add an unbelievable recruiting class to it. And there's way better days ahead, you know, at Southern Miss.
So I am curious, when you're going through this, where you got the losing streak kind of through the middle of the season up to those last couple of games, I thought against UTSA there were some moments there where you thought, wait, are they going to pull this one off? Played a really good first half. Was that the game where maybe it turned and in your mind you thought, all right, we can finish this thing out right?
I really felt it coming the week before in the week of practice. You know, I felt like what we had decided to do offensively was going to give us a chance because we had played really well defensively all year. We had been really good in the kicking game. And going to this style of offense, I knew was going to reduce the game, 40 to 60 snaps total when you add offense, defense, and kicking game up. And we were such a depleted roster numbers-wise that was going to allow us to stay fresher longer. And I knew that we would be able to run the football and give ourselves a chance. And you could feel the kids buying into it, and you could see just more accountability that week and how we were starting to shift and change. And in that game, we should have won the game, but we weren't able to hold on to it. But we kind of shifted that week. And the next week versus La Tech, there was a moment where they cut the game to 2 in the fourth quarter. And we went right down the field and scored to put it back to a 2-score game. And then the last week versus FIU, the same thing. We were up 21-0. It flipped back 21-14, and we took back momentum and took control. And that's what good teams do, right? They find a way to flip momentum. They push it back to a 2-score game when the game gets close. So you could tell our young kids were starting to learn how to win. And winning is not a trait that you're born with. We're all born with an innate desire just to be average. And you have to learn how to win and learn how to do things that cause success. And you could see our kids starting to learn it as the year went on.
I am curious. So you're going with the athlete at quarterback, and maybe some of these guys had a throwing the football background in high school, but you actually threw it with some efficiency, and now not a ton. You didn't have a ton of attempts, but 8 of 13 for 110 yards and 3 touchdowns against Tech, and then against FIU in the finale, 8 of 10 for 122 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Did you know you were going to be able to throw it a little bit, even though it was going to be a designed heavy running attack?
Yeah, man, when you're in Mississippi and our recruiting footprint, Mississippi, Lower Alabama, Southeast Louisiana, and the Panhandle of Florida, every kid that's a great athlete played quarterback at some point. Whether it's in Pee Wee football through the 7th and 8th grade, even some of them through high school. And so all 4 of the kids we ended up rotating in had played quarterback at some point in their life. 2 of them, Antavius Willis from Velma Jackson and Frank Gore from down in South Florida, had played quarterback in high school. So we knew we were going to outnumber the box in the run game and force one-on-one coverage. And then we just had to kind of, either throw a stop route or throw it up. And it's really simple football. It's what a lot of 1A and 2A high schools do all across this country. And fortunately, we were able to pull out 2 wins with it.
Well, last thing for you, and this is more of just an I'm curious question. You've been on the other side of this kind of crazy coaching carousel time of the year. Just as a fan of college football, as you've sat back over the last couple of weeks, and I know you're wrapping up the season and end-of-year meetings, when you watch all these changes that are happening, what's your reaction watching it all?
It's tough as a football purist and a guy that loves college football. It's tough to see kind of what's happened to our profession. It's very volatile. You can get fired. There's guys that get fired 2 years after winning a national title, guys that get fired a year after winning their division and their own conference. So it's forced the hand of a lot of coaches to make sure they stay ahead of the bullet, if you will, and get a new contract when they can, because you got to protect your family. And it's truly become a business, and it's sad. That's why I'm blessed to be back at home at a place like Southern Miss, at a place I want to be at, trying to build something a little bit more old school and a little more special.
You're certainly making a great living, but when you look at some of these contract numbers, like just as a fan of college football, do your eyes get big?
You know, me and my wife, we were coaching D2 ball. My wife used to say, I can't believe how much they pay people to coach football. There's no way you can be worth that much money. Then about game 8 this year, when we were 1-7, getting all the heat and pressure, the way some of the fans were treating us here, my wife said one night, you know what, Will, I was wrong. You deserve every penny you get. And,
That's fantastic.
You know,